Hi guys, Darth Deuces here with another action figure review, and today I picked up the Mafex number 38 Deadshot action figure from Suicide Squad. It was released last year, I think. I don't know when, but it's a figure I've been eyeing for a while. I've been wanting a Deadshot figure for a while, not necessarily a Will Smith Deadshot, but it just so happens the Will Smith version is the best when it comes to figures of Deadshot, I would say. And it was I was thinking between this one and the SH Figure Arts. I picked this one for one main reason, which I will go over later. But yeah, I'll take a look at the packaging first, and the packaging is pretty, minimal. You get an image of the action figure in the left corner. You got some of the information there, Medicom toys. Got an image, or not image, the figure fully showcase with all of his accessories and whatnot. He comes with quite a few, as you can see. You got the Suicide Squad logo there, and a logo of the best superhero movie ever, Kappa. Now over here we've got Suicide Squad. You got a pretty cool image of Deadshot again. You got a trio of product shots of him posed in different ways. Shows off some of the features and accessories. Another image of Deadshot on the side here, and then that's pretty much it for the packaging. So I'm gonna get him cracked open. We'll take a closer look at the figure inside. Alright, now I've got Deadshot out of the packaging, and from fooling around with it just a little bit here, it is a pretty cool figure. There's some minor issues like any figure, but for the most part it is really good. I like it a lot. There's a lot of good things about this guy. So let's take a quick look at this sculpt first. I think the head sculpt's really good. I think it looks like, Will Smith. I can't say Will Smith would have been my first choice for Deadshot. I would have maybe liked a more unknown actor. But I think he played him, he played him well, I think, is one of the only good parts of the Suicide Squad movie. And I like it. He got like a determined sort of face on, or a serious kind of face, stern. The eye looks pretty good, and you got the targeting monocle thingy he wears, which is pretty cool, and sculpted all the way around his head. You got like a little earpiece on the other side, which is cool. And you got his facial hair, which also looks pretty good. It's a little sketchy on this side, but maybe it's supposed to be like that. I'm not 100% sure. The mouth looks good, and he's got the bald head, so there's not much to go on about, but you do have some nice sculpting work to make it look like flesh, so that's really good. On the collar there, it says on the white, in white, it says, "I am the light, the way." It says that on multiple spots on the figure and on his weapons. He's got his Deadshot logo there. You got some really nicely sculpted armor, and just the clothing and everything is sculpted really well. The armor itself has this kind of subtle sparkle to it, which is cool. And you got like silver rivets in it or something, which is also pretty cool. Yeah. And he's got like this darker red, and you got this lighter red, which is also pretty cool. You got the back here, some nice armor. I like the look of that. It looks really good. It's nice painted, I think, pattern, which looks really nice. And the figure itself has a really light and subtle black wash to make the suit look a little worn and realistic. So that's really cool. Got this piece here, which is a couple of working holsters, which we'll get into later, but it is nice that you can move it so you can get certain poses off, or just so it doesn't hinder articulation. And they put their little stamp underneath this, which I think was a really smart thing to do. You got one of them clips there, sculpted and painted, which is actually kind of cool. Don't know why I like that. He's got a bunch of mags. He got like mags for his pistols and handguns all over the belt there, which is really cool. You got the trousers, which look pretty good. They're sculpted to look like pants, which look nice. And you got the pockets there. On this side here, you got the 3 clips for his rifle, which are on hinges, so they can hinge down like so, to allow for the leg movement not to be hindered, which is really good. That's a nice little touch that I like a lot. Flip those back up. I would have maybe liked it if they were removable. That's probably asking for a lot, and I'm not really complaining. It just would have been a cool feature. It's got another working holster on the side here, which is sculpted pretty nicely, and the straps look pretty good. Joints on this figure are hidden pretty well for the most part. The back of the leg ones are a little obvious, but that's not an issue. You got the knee armor, which looks good. You got red with like the black, so it looks like he's been kneeling a lot, which is really cool. And you got the lower part of the pants. Got a working sheath for his knife. And you got the boots here, which is pretty cool. Then a gray, and you got like this greenish wash over them. Again, to make them look kind of dirty. And you got fully sculpted treads on the bottom. It looks really good. And overall, I think it's a really good looking figure. I don't really have any issues sculpt or paint wise. It is pretty good. I'm going to do a little size comparison, because one thing that I have noticed, this figure is actually quite big for, I guess, what he is. I'm pretty sure the Mafex is sculpted with the 6-inch scale in mind, the 1/12 scale in mind. I don't have the SH Figuarts one, but comparing with another SH Figuarts figure, here's the Joker, and Deadshot is a lot bigger, or in my opinion, he's a lot bigger than the Joker, and they shouldn't be that much difference. SH Figuarts, I've heard, are somewhat smaller than the average 6-inch figure to a degree, and yeah, they don't, or at least Joker doesn't scale really well with Deadshot. But we take a Marvel Legends. This is a pretty standard Marvel Legends on the Bucky Cap mold. You got Deadpool here, and they scale much better together. So the Mafex Deadshot definitely works well with the Marvel Legends. Alright, now we're going to go into Articulation here, which is pretty good. So on his head here, it's on a ball joint at the top here, as well as a joint on the neck. So you get a lot of pivot, and you get rotation. You get him looking up a decent amount. You get, well, whoops, I popped it off, so that comes off actually really easy. You get it down a decent amount. Ball hinges the shoulders, which move out like this, and they rotate. This top part's a bit pliable, so it doesn't hinder too much articulation. There's a little bit of in and out movement as well. There's like a roll there. A swivel at the bicep, which was decently tight when I first got this figure. Once you move them, they're fine, but you're going to want to be aware of that. Technically, there's a double hinge at the elbow, which is hidden very well. Moves smoothly. And you're getting past 90 degrees, but not much, which is a little unfortunate. Would have liked a bit of a larger bend, but bigger bend, but it's not too bad. I forgot to actually show the gauntlets and when I was looking at the sculpt, but these also have I Am the Light the Way on the wrist guns, and the wrist guns look really good as well. I think there's a slight rotation at this. No, never mind, there's not. I am dumb. I kind of wish there was a swivel at the wrist, or at the glove or whatever. There's not. There's a swivel at the wrist, though, and there's a hinge that goes up and down. I think if you manipulate the peg, you can get it to go the other way if you want to. It has quite the diaphragm joint, so it can crunch forward like this, crunch backwards like that, and you can get quite a bit of pivot and a bit of rotation. It's worth noting that when you're pushing this in, it'll scrape with the bottom part of the armor quite a bit, and I think I can even already see some paint chipping. That's a little irritating. And also when it's bent past this armor, I find it's a little loose. It's not too bad, but it's still worth mentioning. It's got a waist joint, so you get a bit of pivot, a bit of crunch, actually a decent amount of crunch, and some rotation, which is good. All these ammo clips hinder a little bit of that. It's not too bad though. The waist joints, you can pull them down, you can push them all the way up like that, get a good kick, go back like that, though there's going to be a big gap there, and they can go out that far if you want to force it that much. So that's pretty good. You got a rotation there right up there in the leg, a double hinge at the knee, which moves good and is very well hidden. I like how it is, and it's quite smooth. And he has a rotation at the boot, a hinge at the boot, which moves decently, and a pivot that could pivot more. It's just a slight pivot, but it still is not too bad. And he also has a toe hinge, but it legit barely moves. Like, I almost don't know why they even bothered. But it is there, I guess, so we'll mention it. So he's pretty well articulated. You definitely get some good poses out of this guy. Alright, so now on to our accessories. He comes with quite a bit of stuff. First off, he does come with a Mafex figure stand, clear figure stand. I'm actually pretty pumped about this. I forgot that he comes with this. Because I'm unless Deadshot can't keep a pose and a good pose, I'm probably going to use this for a Marvel Legends figure or something, because you can use this for a flight stand. I don't have any other flight stands. I'm pretty sure these can work with some Marvel Legends, so yeah, I might be using that for that. But yeah, this is really cool to have. It's, you know, articulated. You got the clamps, so those move in. You can rotate that, hinge there, hinge there, hinge there, and I guess rotation there, and you can plug it in at three different spots on the base. So this is pretty cool. Good to have that. He comes with a bunch of interchangeable parts and other stuff. So I guess first he does have his punching hands or clenched hands or whatever when he comes out of the packaging. And he comes with, including the hands that are on him, he comes with 6 pairs of hands equaling 12 interchangeable hands, which is pretty impressive. You get these open palm hands, and the sculpt of the gloves is really good. And as well as the fingers look nice too. And you get a little bit of paint sloppiness area on the edge, was not too bad. You get these really open pair of hands. You get, of course, 2 trigger finger hands. These are pretty much, you need these for this figure. So there are those. I'll probably actually use those in a second. Comes with 2 not as open hands, but still open hands. He comes with 2 just normal sort of grip hands for holding random stuff. And he comes with these really tight grip hands, which are probably for holding the knife. So yeah, he comes with a bunch of hands for holding all of the accessories, which is really cool. Next up, one of the last interchangeable part he has is he comes with his masked head, which is pretty cool. The mask looks nice. You got the wire sculpt there, and the sculpt of the mask, it definitely makes it look like a mesh material, or the material that the mask is made of. It looks really good. You got the ears there. You got the face part, which is whiter than the rest of the mask. There's some different shades of white going on here, which is actually pretty cool. Again, you've got the eye showing there, which looks pretty good. And you've got the monocle piece, which is actually different from the one that's on the unmasked head. And it looks really good. The only thing, though, is that this head sculpt only has one joint. Head joint doesn't have the second one at the base of the head there, so you're not going to get as much movement out of it, but you can pop head off. It's pretty easy to do. You can pop this one right on, I think. Yeah, I think it's on there. Yeah. And that looks pretty cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, probably how I'm going to display Deadshot, I'm not going to lie. Even though, if I remember the movie correctly, he barely wore the mask. But it's been a while. I only watched it once in theaters, never watched it again. I'll have to watch it again at some point. Put myself through that. But yeah, that looks really good. I like that. It's pretty solid. Yeah, moving on to the other accessories. I guess first off, we can show off some hands. So we can pop. That actually came off super easy. The peg's actually pretty small. I think with these figures, you're definitely just going to want to make sure you're putting them in easy. Just make sure you're being careful when putting these things in. It's not too bad, really. They go on and off pretty well, but yeah, just be careful. But yeah, I'm just going to put the knife gripping one on real quick because I'm going to show you his knife. It comes with the knife here, which is pretty cool. It's some nice sculpting work on the handle, and the blade looks nice. It's decently pointy, but there's not much else to go on about. And you can slot that in his hand there, so you can have him holding that in whichever way you want. Have him holding it that way, or I'm sure you can have it the reversed way. Yeah, slide it. Oh yeah, you can. I'm not gonna go too far with it, but yeah, you can get it going that way as well. So that's really cool. Trademark assassin weapon, and you can kick up the leg here. Like I said, there's a sheath here. You can slide the knife right in, and it'll stick in there no problem. It's not falling out. It goes in nice and tight. So that's really cool. And yeah, one thing is cool is you can display or store all the weapons on him minus his rifle. So I'll take that off, and we will put on the trigger fingers. Where did I put them? Here they are. Put that on. so. I'll put the other one on too. Those go on pretty easily. I gotta see how there we go. Alright, so we got the trigger finger hands on. You get a few handguns, and I say a few because that's true. So first off, you get 2 of these Glocks. I'm pretty sure they're Glocks. They're pretty simplistic. They have, they're just black, molded in black. No real paint apps. That's okay. They look good though. They're both the same as far as I know. You can hold on to those. So throw those in his hands. Trigger fingers go right in the, I'll just show I'm holding one because don't have to waste too much time. But yeah, that looks really good. Yeah, I like that. And you can take these out here. And you can store them on the holsters on the back here, so you can just slot them right in. Slot that one in. For some reason, I don't know why. This one's in nice and tight. This one's all wobbly in there, but then it doesn't fall out, so that is kind of weird. But yeah, so that was fit in there. It's really good. It also comes with this more, I guess, signature pistol, which is a bit more interesting and modded out. It's got like a sight on it and a different sort of end of the barrel. It's in that dark red or purplish color. You got the grip there, and then you got the gold bottom of and the mag and the gold tip, which is really cool. Looks quite nice. Put that in his hand as well. Again, he holds that pretty good. And he can holster that on his holster on his hip. And that goes in there pretty good. Again, that's not falling out, so that's pretty sweet. And lastly, he also comes with his rifle, which is pretty nice. It's sort of like an M4 carbine or something like that. It's got scope on it, which is cool. Stock looks nice. Got black and gold paint apps. You got the gold Deadshot logo there, and the clip. You get the foregrip. Again, you got the "I'm the light, the way" on the barrel there. It says on the other side as well. Looks pretty cool. Again, like with every gun he comes with, he can definitely hold that and look pretty cool with that. You just try to put him in a decent pose here, or a semi-decent pose. He actually has a hand that's meant for holding the grip. I'm just too lazy to get it right now, so that works just as good. You hold the foregrip, you have him, you know, like that. At the rest, you can have him. You can get a good aiming pose, which is actually really cool. You can actually get him looking through the scope, which is really nice that you can do that. It's pretty much a required thing for this figure, I'd say. And overall, this figure is really cool. I think it is probably the best Deadshot figure out there. It's closely rivaled by the SH Figuarts. I don't think a Hot Toys figure or a Sideshow exists of an actual 6 scale figure. Correct me if I'm wrong on that though. Between getting this and the SH Figuarts, don't have the SH Figuarts, so I can't say for certain. I'd say the SH Figuarts, it's a bit smaller. I think it looks a little better. The articulation might be a bit better. But this one comes with a lot more accessories, and if you want maybe a bit bigger of a figure, then you'll like this one a lot. I personally like this one more. The fact that it came with more accessories, more interchangeable parts was the seller for me. And if you like a lot of accessories with your figures, I definitely would go with this one. And he's just a really cool figure overall. I would definitely recommend it if you're a Deadshot fan or a DC fan. 100%. It's a really good one. You'll enjoy it a lot. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see you all in the next video.